Brought to you by the Every Dollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
I made the decision to loan out money to family and friends of mine in the total sum of just over $8,000. And as time goes on, given the lifestyles that they lead, it's starting to leave a sour taste in my mouth a little bit. So I guess my question is, how do I hold them accountable to, make me whole and pay me back without straining the friendships and my marriage? Because I just got married in November, and my wife, this was before we got married, but she had vouched for her cousin as somebody for me to loan out money to. That's 3 of the $8,000, and it's been over a year, and I've only seen 500 of it since. So,
what is your income?
Just over 100. I sell software, so it's a little bit variable, but it's been over 100 for the past 3 years.
Why did you become the lender? Was it word of mouth? Hey, this guy will loan you some money. Go to him.
So my wife's cousin originally owed money to who is now my mother-in-law, and the cousin didn't like how difficult or tough to work. It sounded like the mother-in-law was trying to hold her accountable and put her feet to the fire, and was complaining to my wife about it. And my wife kind of turned to me and said, "Hey, I know you've got some money. Can we help her out?" And then my other friend just kind of knew that I was in a good position. And he didn't ask me for the money. I just knew that he was in trouble. So I decided to give him 5 of the 8, but at the same time, he, it has a Corvette. He has 2 cars, both, in debt on those, and lives a lifestyle.
You knew that when you gave him the money, right?
Yeah, I did know that when I gave him the money. Yeah.
All right. So, you're probably not going to like my answer.
Oh, no. Okay.
I think you've learned a very harsh lesson. Never loan people money. If you want to help people, give them some money, but don't loan them any money, because it changes your relationship with your friend and your wife's cousin to master-slave. You're the master, they're the slave. Even if you're a nice master, you're still a master. The borrower is slave to the lender 100% of the time. And that's what you're feeling here, is that these people are unappreciative, they're out of control. But guess what? They were both of those things before you gave them money, and you just got to now experience it personally. So my opinion is that you wrote an $8,000 check to the tuition and for tuition to the School of Life, and the School of Life just gave you a passing grade on never loan people money. You have passed that class now. You paid the stupid tax. So if I woke up in your shoes with your situation, I would tell your wife, first thing I do is sit down with her and say, okay, I've made the decision that I made a mistake when I loaned your cousin money and when I loaned my friend money. If we were going to help them, we should have given them money. So go ahead and understand that from this point forward, I will never loan money to a family member again. As long as you see me breathing, that will not occur. And you and your wife get on the same page about that. And then I'd call up your friend and say, if you can pay me, that would be nice. But if you don't pay me, I want you to know I'm just going to forgive the debt because your friendship's more important. And tell the cousin the exact same thing. And I'll give you about a 98% chance you get no money. But by the way, even if you don't do this, I'm going to give you a 98% chance you get no money. You loaned broke people money. Don't be shocked they don't pay you. I would forgive the debt and walk away. This is costing you more angst and
the soul tax isn't worth it.
And soul tax. It's taxing your brain. You are thinking about it. They aren't.
So you're worried about straining the relationship? It's already strained.
Yeah.
I don't know that it's ever going to go back to the way it was, even if
they came in and wrote you a check today and both of them paid you, you still don't have any respect for either one of these people. Right?
I mean, I don't know if I'd say that.
I don't. I don't have any respect for either one of them.
It's not going to go back to the way it was before you lent them money. As soon as you offered that money, the relationship changed.
I mean, it sounds like your friend is a person who just spends too much and is out of control as a typical American. And it sounds like your wife's cousin's a complete parasite.
And Bradley's a sweet guy, and people are going to go, well, Brad will give me some money. He'll be fine.
Yeah. And, buddy, I would end the Bank of Bradley.
And as a people pleaser
closing
myself,
up shop on the Bank of Bradley. Yeah. We're done with that puppy.
That's a boundary that people pleasers, which I'm one of them, recovering people pleaser, they have to put up the boundary and go, as nice of a guy as I am, I'm not going to do it.
I don't do that. The only thing I can do is give you money, and I don't have any right now to give you.
That's it. I love the quote, choose guilt over resentment. And right now, Bradley's dealing with the other side, resentment. Choose guilt that you couldn't and you didn't versus the resentment of I did and I regret it.
Yeah, yeah. If I woke up in your shoes, sir, having done what you've done, I would just walk away. I think it's costing you more than $8,000 in your soul and in your relationship. And you're even a tiny bit resentful towards your wife for asking you to do this for her cousin who's a parasite. Yeah. And I'm going to put an end to every bit of that. I'm just going to say, oh, I'm done. Not going to think about it anymore. No more money. Have zero expectation. And the secret to happiness is low expectations. It's like my golf game. So
it's working out so far.
It's just, I'm not going to get mad about something that I have no expectation is actually going to occur. That's pretty easy, you know. I mean, because that's what happens. And if it only cost you $8,000 to learn this lesson,
it was cheap.
That was cheap. That was cheap, stupid tax. Very cheap, stupid tax.
Dave's done it with way more zeros on the end.
Yeah, I definitely have done it with I've learned a lot dumber things and a lot bigger things, and it's the never again principle. Once you do something dumb, you say, okay, that's in the never again bucket. We never again do that, and that way I'll never lose. I may lose money another way, but I won't lose money that way. Never again.
Well, the hardest part is not forgiving the other person; it's forgiving yourself, because you just think, "Gosh, how did I do something so dumb?" And I can't let this go, and it causes anger inside of you. That's a difficult thing.
It is, and it's like, I mean, because if you look at it objectively, neither one of these characters were worthy of a loan.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't. I mean, they're not. Who would loan these people money if you weren't?
Well, I'm guessing a bank wouldn't lend them money.
No, they wouldn't.
Which is why they went to him.
Exactly, the Bank of Bradley.
It's got a nice ring to it, honestly.
Yeah, it's closed though. It's
closed for business.
It's no longer open for business.
Oh, we liquidated the assets.
Got a little sign on the front, like the Persian rug place, going out of business.
80% off.
It's going out of business.
And yet somehow still too expensive.
14 years later, we're still going out of business.
And you still got ripped off on that rug.
That's it.
Not fool me once.
Oh, Bradley, I'm sorry. I hate it for you, man, but that's what I would do. Create your free every dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life.